Prashant Kumar is joining us now, the CFO at SBI. Let's also get a take from him on really some of the impact going forward of the recent moves. Mr. Kumar, thanks so much for joining us. Now, transmission woes have been a major sore point. It's been lagging on the part of banks, of course, as we know. Do you feel that now it will pick up in a sizable manner, that banks have more buffer due to the savings from the tax rate cut?
So I think that would definitely help. But only thing is that with the linking of loans with the repo rate, I think the banks would be now free to play on their strength, and the banks who are very strong on the liability side would be in a much better position to manage their margins.
Sure. How much of a credit boost do you think will be derived from the linkage of retail and MSME loans to the repo rate?
I think that we need to see, and the coming quarter, which is normally a festival season, and with a lot of improvements in the sentiments, with the reduction in the corporate tax, we are expecting that there would be uptake on the retail and the MSME loan side, and also the corporate investment would start happening. So we are eagerly waiting for the next quarter, and we are expecting better credit growth than what was supposed to be during the next quarter.
Yes, you tend to have a lower effective tax rate than private banks. SBI has paid tax at the highest bracket. How much money will the bank save each year from the reduction?
Yeah. So we are paying almost 34.95% on the tax side, and now it would come down to 25%. Only thing is that we are carrying DTA in our balance sheet. So till the time we carry this DTA, we would not be able to have this benefit. But we are hopeful we would be able to reverse the DTA in our balance sheet during the current financial year. And next financial year, we will get the full benefit out of this tax deduction from 35 to 25%.
Sure. Now, banks are one of the sectors where maximum benefits of the tax rate cut are expected. How much easing will there be for the sector as a whole? How much of an impact do you think this could possibly have on, the ability to grow aggressively from here on?
So like banks are getting benefit in terms of the tax rate applicable to entity itself, and in addition to this, when the tax reduction, the corporates earnings would be better, and I think they would be encouraged to go for investment, then definitely it would also impact a higher credit growth for the banks. So banks would be definitely in a much better position, getting an advantage on the entity side also, and getting an advantage from the customer. So we are expecting a much better credit growth going forward, and that would definitely boost the bank's profitability in future.
There's also some talk that private banks are set to benefit more than their PSU counterparts, which, do you feel that there is a case for that?
No, I am not seeing their balance sheet. We are more concerned how we can improve ourselves, and with the linking of say our retail and the MSME loans with the repo rate, which we have already announced from 1st of October. So we are seeing we would be able to pass on the benefit to the customer, and at the same time we would be able to protect our margins also. And I was sharing with you, since we are very strong on the liability side, so we are in a much better position to play on our strength and still protect our margins and still remain competitive in the market.
Right. Just been wondering whether or not Diwali is going to finally, come in, and what exactly is your rollout plan ahead of the festive season? Because hopes are really pinned high of it finally turning around the corner when it comes to seasonal demand. Is your bank as well targeting any sort of enhanced business, consumer spend during this period? What are the schemes that are going to be made available to customers?
So one thing is like our home loans from 1st October would be linked to Repo, and it would be cheaper than the rate of interest which the customers are getting now. And we are reaching out to our customers on the both retail and MSME side, okay, so that they get the confidence that banks are there to take care of their credit need. We are quite comfortable both on liquidity as well as on capital side. So only thing is that since we are expecting a lot of improvement in sentiments and improvement on the demand side, so our marketing outreach to our customers, we are expecting a much better, say, growth on the retail and the MSME side.
Okay. Just also wanted to get a sense from you on whether or not there'd be a tax refund in Q2 as higher taxes were paid in Q1.
No, as I was sharing, like since we are carrying the DTA in our balance sheet, so there would not be much benefit to us on that count immediately.
Okay, so net, Mr. Kumar, if you were to kind of sum it up for us, you're seeing a positive effect of this going forward, the impact to growth. Just talk to us a little bit if you had to sum it up in terms of the likely outcome that you see over the next couple of quarters.
So what we are seeing, like on the corporate side, where the corporate investment was not there for quite some time. So we are expecting this to pick up, and we would be expecting a better credit growth on the corporate side, and definitely on the retail and on the MSME side. So many steps have been taken by the government, okay, and that would result into a better credit offtake on all the fronts. So far, like we are expecting a credit growth, like before this event, before the announcement made on Friday, we were expecting a credit growth between 10 to 12%. Now we are hopeful it would further improve, and definitely on the corporate side, it would take some time. It cannot happen overnight, but on the retail and the MSME side, we are expecting a jump of at least 2 to 3%. But on the corporate side also, with the reduction on the tax rates, I think the corporates would start planning for the investment, and we are prepared for that.
Just finally, Mr. Kumar, just since we have you with us, I just want to check in case there's any update on the credit card business IPO.
So the credit card we have already shared last quarter of this financial year, that would be between January to March, we would come out with the IPO of SBI credit card.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.